Here we have for sale our 2018 on an 18 plate Ford Transit Custom 300. The 300 means this one has got the 3-ton gross vehicle weight. It's the 2-litre TDCI 130 brake horsepower Euro 6 short wheelbase limited 6-speed manual van. And what we're going to do in this video is talk you through the spec that you get on a Transit Custom Limited of this age, and I'll also talk you through the condition as well, seeing as this vehicle is available for sale. So starting at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that we've got rear barn doors. What I mean by that are two doors which open in that sort of fashion like so. On a Limited you get a number of elements which are colour coded, such as the door handles, these trims going down here, of course the bumpers and the mirrors as well, which really give the van a lot more of a premium look and feel to it. Also, at the rear here, you can see that we get integrated rear parking sensors there, nicely built into the rear bumper. You also get this colour-coded little trim there above the rear number plate as well. Just a note on condition here, I'm having a good look at the rear doors, see if there's any sort of dents or scratches or anything like that. I can see it all looks very, very straight indeed. Of course, it is a used commercial vehicle, so please remember that. There is a little mark just there. Otherwise, I mean, a couple of tiny little marks around here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but all in all, as I say, that is being very critical. It's a very presentable van indeed. If we open up the rear barn doors, you'll see these yellow arms. If you pull on that arm, that then clips into the door, and that allows you to open the door right out then to its 180-degree position like so. You can do exactly the same with the other door, or alternatively it will just lock into place like that at 90 degrees. So you can see now that the van is fully ply-lined. Ply lining of course protects the van, stops it from having any outward dents. So if you were to have a cargo in here which were to fall against the side, it can then dent the metalwork of the van and leave an outward dent to the outside, which is certainly not what you want at all. What's really nice to see on this van is these sorts of areas. On a van which has had a hard life, these areas here become very scratched, very dented, but as you can see, it's all very, very clean. Of course, it is used in the back of here. You can see the ply lining has been used, but certainly doesn't look like this has had a particularly hard life at all. Again, these sorts of areas here of the painted metalwork there, again, if this has had a hard life, those would be, there'd be hardly any paint left on those, and as I say, you would certainly see it. But as I say, all in all, looking very, very nice indeed. You have a couple of load lights in the back of a Transit Custom. They also come with this hard-wearing plastic floor, and as you can see there, the factory-fitted bulkhead, which is bolted in around the outside, so you can remove those if you want to. A lot of people will turn these into camper vans, or maybe put a second row of seats in there, so you can take that bulkhead out. You can also see that we've got a load-through hatch there, and I'll talk you through that in a second when we go through to the side loading door. And you've also got plenty of tie-down points here in the back, so you can see them there at the bottom of the bulkhead, up above the wheel arches, and just down here as well. So plenty of options there to tie a load down if you need to. Moving then down the passenger side of the vehicle, again having a good look down here at all the reflections, trying to see if there's any sort of dents that I can point out to you, but I've got to say that is looking very, very straight indeed, looking down the passenger side. On a Limited, they come with these very nice 16-inch alloy wheels on this particular van. They seem to be in very good order. There is a small little mark there just on the leading edge of that one, but again, you've really got to sort of look carefully to notice that. But as I say, all in all, looking down the passenger side of the vehicle here, does look to be very, very smart indeed. Colour-coded door handles as well, as I mentioned. When we open up the side loading door, this gives you another aspect then of the load area, and we can also have a look at that bulkhead which I mentioned, and also this loading hatch. So you can see here that it's currently open, so it clips into position there via a magnet, and what that allows you to do then is load right the way underneath the passenger seats. Gives these vans a lot more versatility. If you've got those sort of longer lengths, 3-meter lengths maybe, you can get those right the way under there underneath the passenger seat. So very, very nice to have indeed. If we open up the passenger door, just turn the radio down there a touch, gives you then the first look inside the cab. The sun is shining quite strongly on this door, so it might make it a bit difficult to see, but you can take it from me, that is all in very, very nice order. There's no excessive scratching or anything like that in there. As we then move into the cab, having a look at the floor, again, the floor is all absolutely fine, not chewed up or anything here. The seats all seem to be in very good order as well, so there's no rips, tears, cigarette burns, anything like that in the seats. All look to be very, very nice. You do get heated seats on these, so really nice feature to come on Unlimited. And this is the trim that you get on Unlimited, and to me, this facelift model, which includes the screen and the newer front end, these seats seem to be a lot more comfortable to me. You can actually store under these seats as well, so if you pull up the front of the seat like so, you can then flip it forward, and that then gives you storage then underneath the passenger seats. You can do exactly the same with the middle seat as well, so you can pick it up at the front, flip it forward, and then you've got all that storage there out of the line of sight underneath the passenger seat. And it gives you access then as well to that load. If you're coming from the back there into here, you can grab things out of the cargo there if you were to load through to that area. You've then got a nice fold-down work tray, couple of cup holders, somewhere to store some paperwork there also. And we've got a 12-volt socket and a USB port there as well. But I'll talk you through that in a bit more detail when we go around to the driver's side. Continuing around to the front, we have got these very nice LED daytime running lights on the front of the van, and I think they, certainly in the flesh, really set the vehicle off, especially in lower light conditions. And as I mentioned, you get the colour-coded front bumper. You also get front fog lights as well. And then just having a good look at the condition here, of course you are going to get a couple of stone chips here or there, but if there's anything that I can see, I will certainly point out to you. Maybe a very small little stone chip just there above the fog light. Having a good look at the bonnet, all looks to be very good. Down here, same sort of thing on the other side, just a couple of very minor little stone chips, but I think I'm being quite critical there. Looking down the driver's side now, and this is a really good sort of light to see this in, because we've got the sun directly on this driver's door, so it'll really show up anything. In terms of scratches and things, all looks to be very, very good. The only thing that I can criticise it on is there is a very small little pin dent just there. Otherwise, all looks to be absolutely spot on. Nothing else that I can really see there without getting the magnifying glass out. So let's open up the driver's door, and we can have a look then in the cab and also have a look at the spec that you get in here. So on top of the driver's door you get electric windows, you also get electric folding mirrors, so that's how you operate those. You just push them into that downward position there. You've also got auto activated lights and wipers. You can see that we've got 2 full remote keys for the vehicle as well. Plenty of adjustability on the driver's seat. This is height adjustability, and this controls the adjustability of the front of the seat just there. Toolkit is located in the step. On a Transit Custom, I get that asked a lot, where's the toolkit? Well, you pull off that panel and it's in there. And again, just having a good look here at the condition. Again, the floor is all absolutely fine. There's no excessive wear in the floor, which you can sometimes get on vans. Nice multi-functioning steering wheel. On the right hand side, this is how you can control the onboard computer. You can also answer and hang up the phone. And then on the left hand side, this is where you've got the cruise control there, and you can also control the volume of the radio. Looking at the speedometer here, you can see that the mileage 27,445 miles, 0.2 miles should I say, all running correctly, no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. This little light just down there, that's just signifying that it's coming up to due an AdBlue top-up, which of course we will be doing before it leaves us. Looking on top of the dashboard then, you've got a USB port and another 12-volt socket up on top of there as well. As I mentioned near the start of the video, you get a 6-speed manual gearbox to go along with that 130 brake horsepower engine. Nice extra cup holder down there. And then we come to the centre part, and this is where you get sort of the bulk of the spec and the new update as well of this lovely screen. So, looking down here first at the bottom, you get a heated windscreen. That's the actual elements in the screen, not just the blowers. You've also then got heated front seats, air conditioning, heated wing mirrors as well, and all the dials are nice and easy to use here on either side. And then we've got this lovely screen. So to start off with, if you go into source here, you can see that we've got DAB radio. And then if you actually connect a phone to this, so an iPhone via either of the USB sockets, you've got one down there and one up on top here as well. You also get Apple CarPlay as standard in here as well. So very nice. You can see here, if you go across, you've got the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto preferences there. If you've ever been in a vehicle which has those facilities, it is so user-friendly. You can use things like your Apple Music. You can actually use the sat-nav on your phone, so the sort of Apple Maps. You can even use Google Maps if you want to, or listen to music via Spotify. So lots and lots of usability. I think I would struggle to go back to a vehicle without it now, to be honest with you. It's so handy. I use it every time I jump in the vehicle. So just to summarise, this is a Ford Transit Custom 300. As I say, that's the 3-ton gross vehicle weight model, 2-litre TDCI, 130 brake horsepower, short wheelbase, limited van. As I say, 130 brake horsepower. It's Euro 6, so you can take this vehicle into the ultra low emission zone areas, such as central London, without having to pay the ultra low emissions zone charge for that particular area. And of course, it will be going through our workshop as well before it leaves us. If you'd like to inquire, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed there at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance on all of our vehicles at very competitive rates, starting as low as 7.9% APR, and we can also take cars or vans in part exchange as well. Thank you very much for watching.